Peace, family. It's your boy DJ Chaos. My little situation that I want to talk about right now is to the black women who says that they can raise these young black boys into men by yourself, or you can do bad by yourself, or be singly independent and all that old goofy ass shit. I want to share a little story with you. You know, to my Christian family, you heard the story about Adam and Eve. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't believe none of that goofy ass shit, but it takes a man and a woman to bring in life on this planet. It has always been like this since the beginning of life, since the beginning of time. And one thing about it is, it's set up like that by the universal God for the man and woman to celebrate their lives with a new life that they bring into this world. And for the seed of life that grows into a human being to have the notions to know both sides of the coin, the man's side as well as the woman's side. But the child's first love, his first person he set eyes on, is the mother. The child already comes into the world having that notion of seeing, hearing, smelling, and stuff like that. So the child's already been, and it already have the mindset, a little piece of the mindset of the mother. It already knows how it feels, how it want to feel, and so on and so on. And a lot of times, the child is basically, when it's growing, is trying to, like a brand new computer, is getting information. And when it sees the mother and the father all these years of his life, seeing the different things that mom do versus what father do, that child has both sides of the coin that basically register in his brain what to do and what not to do with these two different genders in the home. That's natural. That's part of nature. That's how it's always been with the living creatures of this planet. Even animals have that sense of this type of lifestyle. But we basically have lost our way, and we have lost sight of that nature, because the system of white supremacy and the white power structures of America and beyond has basically sought up an agenda to make you guys, beautiful black women, think that you don't need a man in your life, and basically tell you all these beautiful things that goes into play that make you think that you don't need a man, because they say, hey, we got all these wonderful things for you. We give you Section 8, we give you food stamps, we give you welfare, we give you the Democratic Party. We give you all these things to make you think you're better than this black man that you basically supposed to be worshiping. So even if you fast forward back into slavery, the white man never had no kind of love for you whatsoever, because he knew that you wasn't him and he wasn't you. And he knew that you had that beautiful black melanin skin, and that you basically came from another woman that was basically seated by a black man. He knew that. He also knew that even way back then, black women were more in love and catered to their black man than any male creature on this planet, any male human being on this planet. But even in slavery, the man will get hung, lynched, or whatever you want to call it, and the little boy, which was his son, would say, "Mom, look what they're doing to Dad. Are we gonna do something?" And she will automatically react, "Boy, shut up! Shut your damn mouth! They'll come and get you." And the master say, "What did that boy say? No, don't worry about him, Mr. Charlie. It's okay. I got him. He's not going to do anything. I got him. I'm going to whoop his butt. He's not going to do anything." That's right. You better keep his ass in line or he'll be next. So you think about that whole generational curse from way back then to here we are in 2022. It's not even a physical slavery now. It's a mental slavery now. Because y'all clearly are doing their dirty work by basically throwing the black man up under the bus by creating all these new little ways of life, the Me Too movement and Black Lives Matter and all this shit. And the moral of the story is the reason why you're doing it and can get away with it is because there's no man involved. There's no black man involved. That's the reason why it can go through. Because see, the white man already know, the Caucasian man, he already know that you basically, they done dumbed you down so badly to where in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s, after Dr. King was assassinated, they went in and took the jobs from the black man and gave y'all the jobs, gave y'all the education, gave y'all Section 8 housing, and told you don't need this nigga because he's not even worth your time. All he's worth is a hard dick to make a child for you. And after that, you don't need him anymore. And subconsciously in your mind, you believe that. You started believing that throughout life. Yeah, you'll say, well, because I got with James or Tyrone and they did me wrong and left me behind with a child raised by myself. So I just feel like I don't need, I understand that part. But this is the thing right here. Where did Tyrone come from? And don't say that Tyrone wasn't like he was until after he found out he had a child, because I don't believe it. Because most black men in this country love their kids. But they don't love the simple fact that when they raising their child, they can't be the father to their child because you're afraid of them basically being highly aggressive, as you say, or, trying to whoop the child's ass when he fuck up. Because that's the society that we live in. We don't believe in disciplining our kids anymore. And that's the reason why things like these shootings that goes on and all type of shit that they do, even on social media, doing all these goofy ass pranks and fucking with people, thinking to get a laugh, is because they have the mindset of a scorn and bitter woman. You basically raising you saying you don't need a man, you basically raising these young men to be a subject matter of yourself. You're basically a carbon copy of yourself. Yeah, they look like men, but they have a mindset of a woman. Because they do things. They think things are funny. They don't take nothing serious. And when you try to correct them on shit, they get mad and get all upset and hoop and holler and even bring out a gun and try to shoot you. I mean, it's no surprising because they have that mindset that you gave them, because you say you don't need a man, remember? So guess what? They around you taking up all the information that you basically put in their heads, especially against their father. Oh, their father wasn't shit. He was a sorry ass deadbeat. Blah 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 blah. So he takes all that information in and he's being cursed throughout his life. But the hurting part about it is when he really find out the truth that his mama was a motherfucking liar, and the shit started, and the tables turn, and karma starts to hit her. Then it becomes even a bigger problem. So that lets you know that black women, you need to stop with the boo-boo and be straight and forward with yourself as well as your child. And stop trying to down talk us black men. Because it's bad enough we already trying to survive and basically look behind us or even in front of us when you got the white power structure in America basically shooting us down and criticizing us for everything. And then here you are, come right behind them, helping them out, crucify us even down to the ground, even more. Because one thing I've heard somebody say, I think that was Sister Shahrazad Ali said, and y'all need to read that book that she put out. A lot of y'all probably ain't gonna want to read it because y'all gonna be feeling, y'all gonna hear about how y'all do men or whatever the case may be in that book. But anyway, she said that if the world looks down on the black man and then his last resource is the black woman, and if she looks down on the black man, then the black man ain't got nothing to stand on anymore. Got nobody to basically have his back anymore. And that is so true. You see it all day, every day. You know, I mean, you see it on social media, you see it on the radio, you see it on TV, you see it in movies. And Color Purple is a prime example of that. They had you believing all that shit about Mister's character when that Mister's character was nothing but Mouser. He was just a black man. He was just a white man in black man's form on that movie. Why? Because there was a Jewish man named Steven Spielberg who directed that movie. You think he was going to direct a movie showing how the white man did the black man? No, that's not the agenda. The agenda is to make the black man the public enemy to his own black woman. And y'all fell right in the valley of the shadow of death for this shit. And you wonder why your life is not right. You try to cover it up by saying you independent. I got my own house. I got my own car. 3 jobs. I'm a bad broad like my man's Lil Webby said on that song. Yeah, you got it going on. But your family is suffering. Because your little boy that you said you don't need a man for, he's on his way to prison. Or on his way to hell. To the ground, or he just don't know what the fuck doing himself, or don't know what the fuck he is, and become a sweetheart, LGBTQ member. But even though I see some of you women say, well, my son went to college and went to the military and all that shit, but guess what? You still going up on the agenda of the white man. You ain't doing nothing but sending your son to college to be a well-trained coon to tell another black house field Negro how to do his job, to make him think he's better than where he come from. And if you go to the military, miss me with that. I get you on that one too. You basically getting him to go and fight this man's war when he got a war right here in this country, worrying about what his father's going through because of you. But you want to go send your child off to go fight a war on a country that basically have done jack shit to you or your family. And then your son come back, he fucked up in the head because he can't believe what he's seen. And you basically tell him, I'm glad to see you, son, hugging him and shit. And he somewhat happy, glad to see you. But he confused in the head because he trying to figure out why the fuck was I in the military? Why the fuck did I do this to myself? But see, these are things that are not discussed because they don't want you to feel like that he's done something right, done something wrong. So, like I say, you keep on selling these bullshit wolf tickets to yourself, thinking that you don't need a man to raise your young black child. male or female. And I guarantee you, we're gonna always continue to be a number as a minority. Because one thing I can tell you, the Mexicans, they building up their fort. They doing what they supposed to be doing, like we should be doing, but we don't, because we too busy throwing each other up under the bus, black man and woman. But for the most part, I'm going on to the woman's side of the game, because they're always getting us at the black men. But the black woman need to get called out, because there's no way in the hell that you can sit up here and say that you don't need a man to help raise your child, when your child is doing every damn thing but the right thing in the streets. And these young men, they literally are out here fucking each other up. And why? It's because they have no male guidance. They have nobody to be straight and forward with them. And it's understandable. But all I'm telling y'all better wake the fuck up and smell the goddamn coffee. This is your boy Chaos. Deuces.